some hotel already become old, and we received recently some investor and partner. They come here not to invest but to improve or to upgrade the property. I think that for this local company, they not have much interest in, but for Japanese, maybe they are very diligent. They work very diligently, and when you open a hotel that's more than 20 years, and you can collaborate with like operation company, like cleaning company from Japan, and your hotel can be improved a lot for energy saving, for other things. Yeah, so that's one of the example for the hotel management and operation. And back to my experience of developing several infrastructure projects. As you may know by now, Vietnam government really pushing the road expansion across Vietnam, from the north to the south, also in Mekong Delta, and the west, the eastern side like Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu or Đồng Nai, and they try to improve infrastructure. And for ESG, ESG that is the new norm, and we have to educate the market. We have to educate, and we have to have dialogue frequently with the authorities, local authority and also central authorities, and because it's very new, and not so many people have the awareness about it, so we have to perform our business, and we have to educate together, and it's really progressing, really. And we have strong support from the local government like Đồng Nai or Bình Dương or Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu recently.
Yeah, so I actually gonna visit your case study with Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu again. After hearing more from Anh Quang, especially I heard about some of your favorite certification, right? And that S, how the S component that come in among all other choices that mainly focus on the E here. So I will change the slides, what you are sharing about the certification.
Before I deep dive into the questions, I think let me give you a bit clarification on the we call the ESG watch. Or before, maybe a decade ago, we have the term green watch, and right now we have the term ESG watch. It means that the organization pretend to implement the ESG activities, but actually it's not. So following Mr. Minh mentioned, some organizations do very well, but other organizations just pretend to do the ESG. So come back to the background or the influence of performing ESG. I think from my personal experience, performing ESG activities really bring the values to the organizations. Let's come back to the E. If you perform very well on the E, it will come to the operation cost reductions. And then it comes to a lot of values after that. If you come to the valuation of the property, if you have less operation cost, and then of course if everything is remain the same, the operation cost is lower, and then of course the valuation value is higher, right? Or come to the S. If you perform very well on the S side, I mean you can retain your talent, you have a very good relationship with the authority, you have very good relationship with the community around, and then of course your performance in terms of the SR, in terms of the talent retention, in terms of a lot of things, you can retain your development, you can maintain the profit, you can maintain the revenue, a lot of things. And of course for the G also, if you perform very well on the G, the risk mitigation is there already. So I think for ESG, if you do, and you heard, if you do very well from your side, I think it will bring a lot of values to the organization, not only on the paperwork. So come back to my fabric certifications. So right now in Vietnam, there are Ash and there are Lotus from VGBC. So these two already on the panel. I just mentioned 3 others that are quite popular in Vietnam so far. So the first one is LEED. LEED I think is widely used in the world, not only in Vietnam but also in different parts of the world. And travel life is less stringent, less difficult to achieve. But right now, some of the travel agents in Vietnam already seen travel life as a requirement especially from the European countries. Yeah. And come back to ArtCheck. ArtCheck is from Australia, and ArtCheck is focused for hospitality project only, for resort and hotel only. And inside the ArtCheck, of course, for the environmental protection, almost all the certification system, the green certification system in the world are also mentioned.